Stories from the streets we tell. LMA crease, no fake. No fake. Late nights under city lights. Laughter echoes through the air. Real talking, verbal fights. Homie bond beyond compare. For the homies we ride. Together side by side. Podcast loud and clear. Every episode's a vibe. Memories and tales of old. Legends grow, the stories unfold. Hard times turn to gold. In this world we hold our own. For the homies we ride. Together side by side. Podcast loud and clear. Every episode's a vibe. Voices join in harmonies. Echoes of our histories. Homies keeping it real true. Every week something new.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. It's Thursday night. You know what that means. It's another exciting episode for the Homies podcast, and we have a very special guest tonight. And I'd like to thank Wicked Virtue for the raid tonight. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Wicked.
Jake, how you doing, brother?
Sir, I am doing very well this evening. I got up 2 hours ago because I was up for previous 2.5 days. That's the life of a newly married man. You know what? I'm here. You could have been anywhere else, but you're here. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the homies. I'm so happy to be here. So happy to have our guest here. Chris, how have you been doing, my good friend?
I am doing good, man. And once again, it's Thursday night. Y'all guys could have been anywhere, but you're here with us. Ebola, how you doing, my friend?
I am good.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Ebola. Yo, so Phantom, can you introduce our guest, my friend?
This man does not need an introduction.
Oh, yes, I do. I need a proper introduction or I'm leaving.
You're gonna get one. You're gonna get one. Trust me, you're gonna get one. He is the best of us. He is known as the Poo Tripper, and he does have a great show every Monday night. And he is the man. He is the myth. He is the legend. He is Drunk3po.
I'm none of those things. Why did you say that?
You are man. You are man, though, Jay, right? Don't deny all of it.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Let me clarify that. Thank you.
Don't worry, I
Thank
got
you.
Oh, no.
Blame Ebola. He told me to say those things.
What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
Ebola.
No, I didn't.
Ebola controls everything. Like, he once again, #1 Kamala supporter right here. Like, he controls everything, man. He doesn't stay alive.
I had to say, Ebola did the ultimate troll at MegaCon. He got Jeremy to sign the Snake Eyes DVD.
I did do that. Yeah, I got it. I actually got the signature.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible.
Blow your mind.
So,
Well, let's look at the chat real quick.
Yeah.
Do
First in, last out. King Nerd Slap, tongue punching the like button. I mean, however you hit it, as long as you do, we very much appreciate that.
Thank you.
Our first mod in, of course, Naganal, king of all mods. We love him so very much. Hail to the GCA and hail to you, good sir. Thank you so very much for being here. And as mentioned, Wicked Virtue rated us. Wicked Virtue, hi. Thank you so very much for being here. And a few people came our way. Hook, Mr. Hook, which I was about to say West Virginian raid. That would sound a little different, I feel. Should have said it like that. Shouldn't have said it like that.
It's starting to sound like Mo around here if he's talking about West Virginia, man. Come on now. Like, we have a little bit of class around here.
We have either the real Drunk3po or we have an imposter because we have
I was uploading something and I was
Wow.
like, I didn't log into my other account. So
what would you do with the Drunk3po?
Oh, yeah.
You watch the homies at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you guys, go subscribe to the History of Pirates channel. It's a great channel.
I kicked my mic, so sorry about that.
It's a great channel.
All love.
Corn Boy in here. And UK Gamer, thank you so very much, everybody, for coming in. We really appreciate it. We run Good to see you. I know it's 1 or 2 a.m. over there right now. So we're on UK Gamer. Thank you so very, very, very much for coming in. Risket's here, liking the stream, nerds. We so very much.
Yo, what's up, Risket?
Dude, Risket's a biscuit.
Risket, my brother from another mother.
You know what? You know what Risket does for me?
What does he do, good sir?
We run a. I know this is not nerd talk, but we run a men's Bible study on the Bible app,
which I've been wanting to be invited to.
Risket's the guy to talk to get that
part
taken
of
care
of. I'm part of the club, by the way. I'm part of your club, so yeah.
It's been great, man. We have a lot of people in there. It's pretty cool. I love it.
So now, Chris, you can say you're the number one black friend of the Bible study now.
Oh,
that's another affinity stone right there.
We do have one of our friends and mods and fellow streamers. Isaac is here. Hello, Isaac. Hail to you.
Says I agree with Jay.
What's up, Isaac?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My favorite meme. My favorite meme.
Well, before we start, Jay, do you keep your steak well done, or do you like it a different way? That's the real question.
How do you like your steak?
Who eats it well done?
Isaac.
Isaac.
Well done.
Really?
You're less of a man if you do not have a well done steak.
Medium rare. I'm a medium.
There you go. Like,
Yes.
Tomby, sir, good to see you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Oh man,
Tomby, I love watching your WoW streams. As someone who played WoW.
Oh, Tomby's great, man. How do you say his name?
I say Tomby.
Have I been saying it wrong for these past 3 years, and you never corrected me, Tomby?
I could have been saying it wrong. I don't
Who's
know
saying it right, Tomby? Tell us now.
Well, Jay, you gave us the greatest name of all time. You named Chris Gore Frank Gore, and it's stuck ever since.
Let me tell you something, man. That was like the worst. That happened in Vegas. We were all sitting there. He was across. Do you remember when that happened?
I was in the chat, and
I was like, "Oh, it's nice to have Frank Gore here. Casual, nice to have Frank Gore." He's like, "My name ain't Frank. It's Chris."
And Jeremy's looking at you like
they're all trying not to laugh, and they're like, "Jay screwed up again," and I'm like, "Dang, I really feel
thanks,
bad."
Jay.
I got up and left too because I was like, "Oh, please don't." And I'm walking out going, I bump into Ryan because Ryan had left. He was outside. He goes, "What'd you do, man?" The chat's just saying Frank. I'm like, "Oh man, no." I was like, I called Chris Gore Frank Gore. Well, I was like, maybe they'll forget. Maybe they'll forget it and move on. Nope, stuck around for years to come.
Well, I mean, talking about Ryan, you did give him the nickname BK.
Yeah, Brian Kennel.
BK Outpost.
Don't worry, I got your back in Florida, man. I got that big old Burger King crown like when he was on live, and I gave it to him. Like, so I was looking out for you, Jay, when we were out in Florida.
When I said that by accident, that was another one I said by accident. I was like, and BK, I was like, no, RK.
That was on Cobra Cast.
It was on Cobra Cast, wasn't it? Yeah,
that was hilarious.
And Ryan shows up.
He freaking texted me the next day. He goes, "Did you say something about me?" I'm like, nah, man. What are you talking about? He goes, "Everyone in my chat is calling me BK, like Burger King. Like, did you or Jeremy say something?" I'm like, I don't know. Nah, I don't remember.
I remember. He popped in the chat like, "Listen, did you say something for real?" Like, what?
No,
oh, man, that was hilarious.
When he got on stream, he says, "Jay, what the hell? What did you say about? What did you call me?"
Why am I getting all these BK posts? Oh man!
Okay,
oh man!
So I want to start off by talking about the Gina. So Gina Carano tweeted out that Disney, they're literally the judge has made Disney to, go in and start giving them the financial records and stuff of people in Disney and stuff. And one of the things I'd like to ask you, Jay, because of how Rachel Zegler literally lost her mind for the last several years, and Disney decided not to get rid of her, not get rid of Pedro Pascal, Mark Hamill, so forth and so on. Did that help or hurt Gina's case at all?
Oh, I think it helped tremendously because they fired her because of her, let's be honest, her conservative posts. She was asking questions about the vaccine and masks, and she posted something on her Instagram comparing politics to stuff that happened in the past, and that's somebody screenshotted that and posted that and started that Fire Gina Carano hashtag. And then Disney just said they kicked her off the press tour, according to Gina, and then they and then she was just, I guess she just went through the motions, and they said, yeah, we're done with it. We're done with her. And what's crazy is about the whole case is most of this comes down to the Star Wars Twitter account. A lot of people don't really know that, but if a company wants to fire someone, fine. That's their prerogative. But the official Star Wars Twitter account tweeted, "We do not stand with her values." And they use the word abhorrent.
Wow.
And it's like the official Star Wars Twitter account never tweets about like stuff like that. It's like promotional, It's like, check out our new show. Here's the trailer. Here's this. All of a sudden, they're getting wrapped up in this one person. And let's be honest, Lucasfilm had no idea who Gina Carano really was. They're thinking she's just a woman that was in a couple episodes. No big deal. But yeah, they're tweeting about her, saying like, we don't agree with her and stuff. And it's like whoever was at Lucasfilm had no idea that MMA superstar. She was in a couple of Fast and the Furious, Deadpool, she was in American Gladiator. So she had a built-in fan base already. And Chris, you met her at the con, and a few others did as well. There's people they lined up forever to have her sign boxing gloves, MMA pictures. It wasn't just a Star Wars thing. So she has a massive fan base other than Star Wars.
She signed my copy of Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 back in 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say on that, Jay, because without just to talk about the MMA career real quick with her, the fact that they left her off the list during the top women of all time, that was crazy in itself. ESPN, another Disney company. Without Gina Carano, just to make it real quick, there's no Ronda Rousey, there's no Chris Cyborg, Juliana Pena, Holly Holm, Misha Tate, none of them without Gina Carano, because she's a woman's pioneer when it comes to not only women's sports but women's mixed martial arts, because Dana White was not going to put women into the UFC, but he starts seeing how big it was, and he saw Gina fight with Strike Force and all those other organizations. But go ahead,
all I gotta say is Disney owns ESPN.
Yes.
Coincidence?
Yep.
I think not. I'll say it. I think not.
Well, also you have to look at, they were going to give Gina a spinoff from The Mandalorian, and you might tell me if I'm right on this. Wasn't it the episode in Mandalorian season 3 when they find the starship adrift in space? Didn't they kill Gina off screen in that?
No, they just said that she's on another planet helping. It was a quick thing, and that was the end of it. That's
best part of the show.
It seems like they left it open-ended in case, either Cara Dune got recast. That was a big rumor that Cara Dune was going to get recast. And here's the funny thing that a lot of people don't remember, and you could find old articles on this. When Gina didn't put pronouns in her bio, this is how it all started. She put beep bop boop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was going crazy. There was one particular actress that led the charge in saying, if they would let me, I would play Cara Dune. And that actress is Rachel Zegler. So Rachel Zegler started this hate campaign with her fan base against Gina Carano. You can look it up. It's in articles back there. You can look it up. I have videos on my channel. One of my most popular videos,
Rachel
if you go to
Zegler.
Drunk3po, you could see the articles and headlines. I'm not just saying that for whatever reason. It was Rachel Zegler that was like, stop making fun of people's pronouns. What's wrong with this person? I would love to play her character, stuff like that. She tweeted all this stuff out. And she was what?
19?
At the time, 20,
She was like 19 or
yeah,
about 19 or 20.
Dude,
kind of
she's
interesting.
5'0". She's 5'0". She could even lace up Cardoon's boots.
All I'm saying is
I just have
Karma's.
Oh, go ahead, Jay.
We just had Snow White. Karma kind of comes around and bites you, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say this. She has this. I mean, with Rachel Zegler, real quick. She always trying to pick on women that know how to actually fight. Like, Gal Gadot, is with her like Israeli background, and now you got Gina Carano, that's actually an MMA legend. Like, chick, no, don't do it. Like, see, if you see them women in person, you're not gonna do anything. You're like this small, like you get destroyed real quick. I'm sorry.
I would just like to give a tiny amount of quick life advice to anybody out there. I'm sure Chris knows what I'm talking about. I'm sure Phantom knows what I'm talking about. Jay, I don't want to judge, so I'm not going to include you. But as someone who has been in fights, not of their own accord necessarily, never challenge somebody to a physical altercation, especially if they are well known for doing it professionally. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
You will lose.
Yeah.
Well, that's that's what these. Again, not to get political, but it's like that's what a lot of these weird progressive people, they scream and yell and act like little children, kick and scream and all that stuff because that's what they know and because they think they're entitled and that no one's going to touch them because they're the main character, right? They have main character syndrome is what we call it. They think they're always the main character and that whatever they say is king of the, everybody in the world watches but it's kind of a weird way to live. I told this story before when the second time me and Gina hung out in Vegas, we were in the we went to the Lexor with some friends and this was a few years ago, right after like the lockdowns. But I don't know what it was. I was just like, we were all talking. And I said, you know what, Gina, if we fought, if I can make it past, if I can knock you out in round 1, I think I would win. I said, if it goes 3 rounds, I think I would die. I was like, but I'm like, I'm seeing like we're friends now. Like I see how you act. I could see your mannerism and all that stuff. And so she's like, all right, let's go. So we're standing there and like, just kind of like, slow motion swinging. And she cracked me like right here in the shoulder. I was like, hey.
Ow.
Hey.
Owie.
And she's like, are you all right? I'm like, I'm not going to say no in front of a bunch of people after a woman just hit me, but
she gave me that like, ow. Like,
she knew exactly what it was. Like, dude, she came in and I'm like,
Gina Carano, as a professional fighter, I would wager is stronger than the bottom 50% of men and like the bottom 99% of women. So
yeah,
even if you're a shit-lived dude out there, don't
pretty
don't
strong too. Like that's
don't challenge her, bro. Like
I would love for her to have one last fight. So I always tease her. We would go to the conventions, because I work with her and she'd always do the panel, and almost every panel I would get in line when they had open panel to ask her a question. I'd always get in line, and she knew it. And she'd be like, "No," and I'm like, "Excuse me, big fan here. I just want to know when you're fighting Ronda Rousey." And the audience would erupt every time I asked that question. They would erupt. They're like, "One more fight." And she's like, I hate you. Why are you here? Like,
come on. Gina could kick Ronda Rousey's butt any day. any day.
I mean, both of them. I think both of them are like at that same age or whatever, and like I know Ronda just already had like another kid not that long ago or whatever. So I think if the UFC, because right now MMA is not hot right now. This just been stagnant fights with that stupid Apex card. But anyway, I think if Dana White could get Gina and Ronda to fight one more big fight, that can uplift the UFC a little bit, just give it some more life or whatever. In my honest opinion, that'll be a good one.
Never know.
You never know.
I wouldn't convince her, but is what it is.
Be a good fight. I'm sorry, Jay. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. I cut everybody off. You should know me by now.
All
Ryan's in the middle of a rant and just start
Trying to be
talking.
professional
It's
about it.
whatever.
All right, here's a little something for Jay, a little wrestle talk. What do you think of John Cena turning heel on Cody
I
Rhodes?
love it. I freaking love it.
About time.
Isn't that still your pinned tweet on your Twitter?
Yeah.
That looked at John Cena hugging Cody Rhodes, just mad dogging the camera.
I did that on purpose because I was like going through this like heel Jay thing for a little while, where I was like, Ryan's condemning me, like he's making me angry at the world and stuff, and it gave me a reason just to like yell at everybody. So it's pretty good. So I just pinned that at the tweet. People are like, "What is Jay doing? Is he like turning on Geeks and Gamers? Is he turning on this?" It's like so funny. So freaking funny.
All right, so someone get that photo of Cody Rhodes and John Cena hugging, and put Jay's face over John Cena, and put Jeremy on.
It's
Cody
on my
Rhodes.
pinned tweet.
Yeah, go to his Twitter, grab the pinned tweet. It's right there. Go do it.
I'll work on it.
I'll
work on it. I'll work on it.
Well, let me ask Jay this question. Let me ask you this question, Jay. So because of the whole entire China tariff thing, but further in July, it's going to be basically the box office showdown between Jurassic World, Superman, and Fantastic Four. How do you feel about that box office beatdown right there? What do you think is going to happen, especially with the new tariffs and going in?
Let's just say there's no China's bluffing, right? And they're going to allow all three of those films to play in China. Oh, I think Jurassic Park is going to destroy Superman and Fantastic Four, only because if you look at the history of the dinosaur box office, it's massive. People just around the world love watching dinosaurs eat people. I don't know what it is. We might find them boring, and maybe they are, but it's just a worldwide movie, bigger than Superman is more of a American hero, red, white, and blue. Truth, justice, and the American way, even though he doesn't probably do the American way anymore. But I don't think his international appeal it's big, but it's probably not as big because it's more. And now that the world probably hates America right now or whatever, they might not want to watch it. But
that's their problem.
Fantastic Four with Pedro Pascal, man. I don't know about. Did you hear what they just dropped about the Fantastic Four?
Was this earlier today?
I was just talking with Ryan about it. And so this is it here. It's about Jason Quinn. This is a direct quote.
Oh, here it comes.
About Johnny Storm. He says, Kevin Feige and I were speaking about previous iterations of him. He was branded as this womanizing devil may care guy.
Oh, boy.
But is that sexy these days? I don't think so.
Oh boy, they're about to pull the Bobby on him.
Less callous with other people's feelings. It's more like there's that.
They're about to do an Iceman with Bobby. That's what's going to happen. They're gonna make him a popsicle, and this time they're gonna make him a firecracker. This time, oh boy, this is not good.
This was all on. This was all Entertainment Weekly. It was just released like an hour ago. Now Sue Storm, she says if you played Sue Storm 1960s today, everyone would think she was a bit of a doormat. So figuring out how to capture the essence of what she represents to each generation with the gender politics were different and embodied that today was one of the greatest joys. She's going to add gender politics to Sue Storm.
MCU.
I was reading some of the statements that people were giving, I don't, legally or otherwise, about what they were showing about Fantastic Four at Cinecon, and they were talking about how there was a shot of Sue Storm being pregnant, and I think the byline was that Marvel is going to have their first ever female superhero who is a working mom. And I thought that was just ridiculous. Of course, she gets pregnant, fine, but like, what do you mean working mom? What does that have to do with anything? Oh, it's because it's in the 60s. Oh, because they're trying to flip gender norms, etc. and so forth. So I try not to. I do my best to not get political. Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds like something I totally want to watch. Yeah,
but yeah,
slash S, absolutely.
You would think after the Brave New World, you would think after the Brave New World flop, they will probably learn their lesson. Me personally, I don't know if you agree with me, Jay. I think Kevin Feige needs to get cut, in my opinion. What
I think should have happened was Endgame. People love it or hate it, right? There was when Captain America picked up the hammer. My theater, I saw it 4 times in the theater. My theater went. It was one of the greatest cinematic experiences because the theater just stood and every time I watched it 4 times. They cheered and screamed when he got that hand, and I was like, "This is a good feeling going to the movies, right? This is a cool feeling." And then that whole end thing, the time travel was weird, but probably the only way they could figure out how to get everyone back together and have one more fight. Infinity Wars was probably the greatest movie out of that 13 years. But yet we got a 13-year story from Iron Man to Endgame with a few Avengers film in the middle. Some of them weren't that great, but it told a complete story, right?
Yes.
It was an amazing blueprint that I don't know if I'll ever see in my lifetime again for that long with the same actors playing the same heroes. We had Incredible Hulk got changed. Some of the characters got changed. The Hulk at the end was horrible if you're a Hulk fan. Like Smart Hulk, that was so stupid, but whatever. But still, for the movies, they should have closed the book. And I'm like, okay, they wanted to do a couple standalones while they're getting their next phase going. Sure, the Spider-Man thing was cool. You brought all the Spider people back. They could have closed that movie and be like, all right, we shut the multiverse and now we're done. Cool. Everybody was cheering. Everybody had nostalgia, their favorite Spider-Man. Deadpool comes along. That was a love letter to the 2000 superhero movies that I thought, I personally thought they did a great job. I love seeing Blade on the big screen. I thought they did a great job with him. Freaking awesome. So I was like, if they did a couple standalones like that, and then they should have opened up Fantastic Four. They could have done a 10-year Fantastic Four series with maybe Galactus being the big bad at the end. They could have done things like that. And just stopped with the Avengers.
Right.
But it's like now that they're squeezing the Avengers more and more and adding them and trying to bring, it's like they're ruining the coolness that we had those years ago. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, Thor's back. Yeah, they're gonna bring Captain America back. Okay. Like it's like enough is enough already. Like like shift the direction.
I mean, with the Thunderbolts, I'm not sure about that Thunderbolts, man. Like it seems like it's gonna be okay, but I can't say that I'm excited for it. However, like I don't think it's gonna.
People went, like I said, from Iron Man to Endgame. People were excited to see the next film because they wanted to see how the story continued, or they waited for the end credit scene, stuff like that. It was awesome, But like now, the brand has been so damaged. It's just like, whatever. Like, if it's good, I'll see it on streaming in 2 months. So whatever, it's it's like, how does this progress the story? Captain America did nothing for whatever story they were doing. They lied about Red Hulk. He was literally, spoilers, sorry anybody, he was in it for 4 minutes, and they advertised that it was like the Red Hulk versus Captain America. It really wasn't. He just kind of showed up at the end.
Yeah.
There was a little fight. It just was.
That movie was doomed to fail, man. Like, to me, because I was yeah. I was gonna say, like, I've always been saying this for years. Like, Kevin Feige never likes black superheroes or whatever. Like, I always been that type of dude, because the way he does the promotion for it, the way the way he still hasn't recast Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther.
Now, why is that?
Why
do you think that is?
I just feel like, he doesn't put the same energy in, like, that he does with his other characters. I think the only reason why they did the Black Panther thing was because, it made them a lot of money at that time. But we can see it right now with this whole entire Blade movie with Mahershala Ali. Like, he promised this man that, well, to be fair, Mahershala Ali kind of pushed the Blade thing onto Kevin Feige, and then he just said, like, okay, I'll do it, whatever. So he just shut up, and because it's in production. We all know what in production means, being like, yeah, we're gonna do it, but like, we're not gonna tell you when to do it. And now you're holding up Mahershala Ali with his career, and he's doing the Jurassic World movies too. So that's something that he could do. That's not superhero related. That's how I feel about
Here's the crazy thing. Black Panther was released, did way over $1 billion.
Yes.
Yeah.
It did extremely
loved by everyone, right? It was like, okay, this was cool. Everybody liked Black Panther. He had a major role in, Infinity Wars and Endgames. He had some lines in it that people laughed at. It's like, he still has the meme. We do not do that here. It's like, it's
we do not do that here.
When he was introduced in Civil War, people loved him.
Exactly.
I loved him.
Civil War.
And so now they're saying, well, they don't like black characters because they're racist. Where were all the racists when Black Panther came out? Where were all the thumbs down? Where was all that?
Right.
Where was all that energy you guys are claiming? It's because I agree that he should have been recast, and that he's an awesome character. He's been an awesome
amazing character
in the comic books. He actually fought Thanos in the comic books. There's a lot of that, and to what they did with him. First of all, when what was it? Wakanda Forever came out. I think the disrespect as a Marvel comic guy, the disrespect to T'Challa was he died from a virus right in the middle of the lockdowns.
Yeah.
So it's like you killed him with a virus. Right. Are you serious? Like while that the Koof thing was going around, are you freaking serious? Like that is how you kill him off? And then,
also how they advertised the movie coming out by going into his personal Twitter account,
using his image.
Year after he
it's kind of weird
to tweet about the movie, which was that was extremely disrespectful in my opinion.
Or they'll use his name to say, like, for political gains, like saying like, oh, if he was still alive, he would have voted for Kamala. I'm like, oh god, dude, he's dead. You shouldn't do that, man. I don't like that type of stuff.
I'm pretty sure he wouldn't. I mean, that's just
no.
The fact that they even have a debate about that is like really stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, but
yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, it's just there's a big outcry for him to be, that character to be recast. People love that character, and it seems like they're not. They're going to go with a woman,
right?
And Shuri, right? Is that how you say her name?
I like Shuri, but she's not Black Panther. She's not like
she has her place.
It's like she has her place or whatever.
How did the female Black Panther comics do?
Exactly. Who knows?
What a question.
Because there was a comic
That's a good question.
There was a comic issue where she became Black Panther in the comic, but there's a part of the book where they say you're not ready to be Black Panther yet, and denied her the powers of Black Panther.
Now, can you time out Mo for 90 seconds? Thank you.
Here's the crazy thing about comic books. Everything that they do in the movie probably has been done in the comic books. There is like 100 different multiverses with 100 different storylines and stuff, but it doesn't mean that it was a popular thing. Like Riri Williams, that comic book run was one of the worst selling runs of all time.
Yeah.
But yet they're going to inject that and probably do it poorly. And, it's something that people just didn't want. So they tried to do it in the comic books. It didn't work out well. And now she's a side character, stuff like that. So I haven't kept up with Marvel recently. Maybe she's taken off, but I don't think so. But
if it feels like you already know where they're gonna go with it, like it's these YouTubers. They got all the power. They got all that critical drinker guy, that Jeremy from Geeks to Gamers.
I thought we were too irrelevant to matter, but suddenly it fails.
The thing is, like, they're gonna release a Riri Williams show, I guess. On Disney Plus. The other thing that Marvel is doing that is, I think, is really, and it's just my opinion, is really hurting, is they expect people to do homework by watching the Disney Plus shows. I always thought Disney Plus. All right, so let's take Skeleton Crew for Star Wars, right? That show was made for kids. It was a kids show. Didn't really hit the top 10. Didn't move the needle, but it was made for the little guy, right? Little Billy, little Sally to watch and be like, okay, there's a lightsaber. Didn't disrupt any main characters from the films. I thought that's what Disney Plus was going to be for all these shows, right? They're going to have like side stories for the young ones.
It would all be tangentially related. It wouldn't be, as you said, homework. Because they had the history of 2008 to 2019 where there were some fans who felt that some of the movies in between the various Avengers movies, for instance, were homework. Now to have not only mainline movies but also to have these various television
TV shows,
which is way longer than a 2 or 2.5 hour movie, and having to watch potentially multiple of them in between. That's too much. That's way too much.
I think what turned a lot of people off. They put the tagline, "It's Goonies in space."
No. Hold on. I'm not talking about how bad Skeleton Crew is. What I'm saying is that's the kind of stuff that's what I was thinking. That's all Disney Plus would be used for. Is for that type of show. That if they did shows like that for kids with like a Star Wars name, I'm okay with it. What they did, if we're talking about Star Wars, they destroyed Obi-Wan Kenobi. They destroyed Darth Vader. You know what I mean? Like they just crapped on everything in Disney Plus, and you're kind of like, what the freak are y'all doing? Now, if they just made sideshows like a Skeleton Crew for kids that didn't really interfere with the whole, world of Star Wars, kind of like what George Lucas did with the Ewok movies. It's kind of like, I ain't watching it, but I get what they were doing. No problem. I'm okay with it. I thought that's what they were doing.
Right.
Star Wars became mainstream on Disney Plus. It's like, we're not dropping movies. We're dropping, and it's like, wow, you just destroyed the brand with that thinking. Right. Now, like Marvel, the same thing. It's like, I knew right away, for me personally, I love Marvel. The Loki series, I think it was episode 2 of the Loki series, when he gets caught. They open up a drawer and they see a bunch of Infinity Stones. Yeah. And the guy's like, "Oh,
they just toss them in there.
We're paperweights."
Oh yeah, they just tossed them in.
And I was like,
"They're paperwork too."
That is such an insult to everyone that was invested in that story for 13 years and bought tickets and went back and paid the money and cheered and wasted our time to say these are nothing but paperweights. They don't matter. And I was like, when I saw that clip, I was like, that is the stupidest thing anyone should have done or said. I don't know what they were going for with that. I don't know if it was supposed to be some kind of a joke. I don't know what it was, but to me, it was a slap.
They don't like the audience.
Like, we're laughing at you because you spent all your money on us, and these didn't really matter. It didn't really matter.
They use the argument that they're in a time place where the Infinity Stones no longer have power, so they're just paperweight at this point. That's the
Correct.
argument they
But
use
you
in
know
the
what?
show.
You want to know what's
I hated it.
You want to know
I
what's the
hated
funny
it
part?
It was weird and stupid.
Yeah, because we were invested, and each one of those
Mm-hmm.
films were knocking out $1 billion, $2 billion. People were invested
Yeah.
for them to make that kind of joke, for whatever it was.
And now they
wasn't
ask
it?
for Robbie Downey Jr. to come back to save them again. Like, yeah, I
Well, they're
find it
gonna
hilarious.
so they're gonna do the Doom story, and from what I remember in the comics, and someone, if they've read them recently, could correct me.
Phantom.
If they do it as if basically, yeah, Iron Man has to become Doom to kill Thanos. So Thanos is gonna be in it, I guess, in the beginning, and he's gonna kill them, and then he's gonna try to rule the galaxy to maintain order. Phantom X says no. That's not it.
Jay,
No.
He just has very strong opinions about.
He has a strong
Marvel,
opinion
right?
on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm with you, man. I'm like,
Okay, so my thing about this, Robert, they're going to do Doctor Doom is a variant of Tony Stark that never went into the cave. That's what it is, and it's fucking. Excuse my French. It's retarded.
oh man, go for it.
It's retarded.
It's our stuff, Phantom.
This whole thing they're
Go
bringing.
ahead. Oh, we lost him again.
Huh?
Guys, for those
Yeah.
we were having
there's
an
a
epic
lightning,
rant here, man. I was
Yeah.
ready for it.
Yeah, he was
I
having
apologize.
it.
there's a lightning storm
It's all good.
that's flying over Phantom right now. That's causing him to lose power.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. So,
Well, I'll ask you this
What's the
question.
rant?
I think fan will want us to ask you this question. Like they add Luke Skywalker to one of the theme parks with the whole entire for the new Star Wars.
yeah, they added Luke
Oh, man,
Skywalker
don't get me
finally to
started with
Galaxy's
that.
Edge.
Yeah.
Too little, too late.
Do
in my
you think-
opinion.
Way too.
Do you think it's a little too late?
Imagine this.
Let's set the scene.
You spent $2 billion on a Star Wars land in a theme park. And when you think theme parks, you think, I'm going to bring my friends, my children. They're going to meet Star Wars characters. Darth Vader, Luke, Han, C-3PO, R2-D2, like whatever. Rey, you get throw fine. Throw Anakin in there, Padme, throw the 3 different trilogies in there, no problem.
Mhm.
And so then they had this great idea. They're like, let's just put it in between the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker. So only the characters that appeared in those 2 movies can have a part in Galaxy's Edge. Then we'll call it Batuu.
Interesting.
We'll make up a whole city that no one's ever heard of. We'll put Star Wars characters in that no one's ever heard of. And then we'll make a book that people have to read so they can understand the
More
theme park.
homework.
And I'm sitting here like, it's a freaking theme park, man. It's a
Right.
circus. You pay a ticket to go in there. Why do you got to do homework? Why you got to study? It's hot in Florida, man. It's 100 degrees. I'm sweaty. People stink. All right. It's expensive to be there. I'm not reading your homework to figure out what's going on in a theme park
Right.
land. You know, calling it a place. I don't even know what it's supposed to like. What is Batuu? Like, who cares? It should have been Tatooine. You know, they could have had the
thank
bar
you.
from Mos
Thank you.
Eisley.
Yeah.
They could have had the Falcon there, no problem. Tatooine was in every trilogy,
Mhm.
so no problem, right? And shoot, they could have had like, all right, the one from 1 to 3 original trilogy characters will be out. All right, 3 to 5 prequels, right? All right, and 6 to 9 sequel trilogies. It's just that simple. But no, they made it complicated. So people, bro, as a the guy who runs a theme park channel for Geeks and Gamers, we're there a lot. And you can literally see people at the register like, how much is this? And do you have a Luke or you have a Vader? And they're like, and that cast has to pretend that they don't know what they're talking about. They're like, I'm sorry, Bright Suns. I don't speak that language. I don't know who that character is. And the people that are looking at him
insulting.
like,
Insanely insulting.
what?
That heifer Kathleen Kennedy, man. I tell you, man. Sorry, like I don't like,
man. It's retarded.
I do not like Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah,
I don't like Kathleen Kennedy.
In Disney, isn't that only in Disneyland where Luke is?
Yeah. So here's what happened.
They didn't even take him to Disney World. They took him to
Right, here's what
Disneyland. Like,
Yeah.
So Disneyland in California decided they're gonna break the timeline and they're gonna let all the characters in. Now, for any other thing, like they have Toy Story Land, all the movies, all the characters are there walking
Yeah.
around. There's no stupid timeline. They have Avatar, same thing, all that stuff. But so only in California, they made a big speech, right? They're like, okay, well, only in California, we're gonna break the timeline so you can meet Mando and Boba Fett and Ahsoka and Luke Skywalker and all that, only for a limited time. And then all of a sudden, we got to snap our fingers and go back to the timeline. I'm like, it's a freaking theme park, man.
theme park.
It's a freaking theme park. So what about Orlando? Well, here's what happened with Orlando. Orlando built the hotel, the Star Wars hotel that failed in the year.
Star Cruiser.
And they were like, people need to keep the timeline because the Star Cruiser's in the same timeline. So we're not going to hire the extra actors to come to Orlando. So Orlando's stuck with Rey. There you go. Rey has. Let me tell you about Rey. Is there children that are dressed as Rey and they come up? Yeah, and it's a beautiful moment, and I'm glad the kids are happy because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, too, she ain't got no line of people wanting her picture, and she wanders around. You know what I mean? Like people ain't lying. When they brought out R2D2 that one time, they had to get staff to
brings the house down.
People wanted a picture. Yeah, so
R2D2, let's go.
Yeah,
It's like,
man.
meanwhile, Ray, the main character, like, hello, I'm
just
Ray.
walking around.
Ray.
Yeah.
Main character, like. Well, I mean, since you're here, how do you feel about the John Boyega situation of Jay? How do you feel about that?
Of all IPs, Star Wars, when you don't like their product, is the only IP that blatantly calls you a racist and for not liking their product. When the Kenobi series came out, they're like, you're not watching it? It's probably because you don't like Reva and you're a racist. It's like, no, nobody cares. Well, we got a limited edition. You guys remember this? We got a limited edition Reva lightsaber. And that's for the real fans because we know she's loved and no one bought it.
Yeah, there's
so you're saying that people that actually like the series are bad people too? Like, make your mind up. And then, of course, the Acolyte comes out. Oh, and everybo's a racist, you know?
Oh, boy.
Like,
Oh,
hashtag bring back the Acolyte season 2. We need content, people.
No.
Please,
but it's just like it's the only IP where I've ever seen actors like attack the fans during their series. I mean, you even had Ewan McGregor come out and be like, "Oh, Star Wars fans shouldn't behave this way," and then you have Amanda Steinberg doing a diss track.
That was,
and you're just kind of like, I've never seen an IP where people behave this way, and it happens to be with Star Wars. So John Boyega sounds like he wants to work again for Lucasfilm. So of course,
that's what Fan was saying.
You got to do is blame the fans.
Right.
So blaming the fans will get you a job back at Lucasfilm. Yippee-ki-yay. So there you go.
The thing that, if I may, the thing that bothered me so much about, I went on like a 10-minute rant last Thursday about John Boyega is the fan from like 2015 to basically a couple of weeks ago, the fans were behind John Boyega. We were behind Finn. When we saw the posters that were going to East Asia where they took Finn and they made him real small in the poster. When the Rian Johnson episode 8 came out and they totally changed his character around for what he could be. We were
making a goofball.
Everything. We were upset that they minimized who Finn was. We were upset that they basically changed the character that he was going to be. We were behind him.
Stormtrooper turned Jedi?
Yeah.
Yes.
It would have been fucking crazy. It would have been amazing. And we've been
he happens to be a black guy? Who cares?
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
go.
Who cares?
None of us cared. I never in the past 8-ish years saw one person who gave a damn that he was black. Nobody cared. We were all upset at what Disney or Lucasfilm or whatever did to him and minimizing him and changing his character. And then he has the gall to last week, a week before, come out and say all this stuff. And like Phantom said initially, and as you guys have agreed with, he's working with Disney. This is what you have to do in order to work with them again. It's an absolute slap in the face. And if I wasn't already down on Star Wars, I absolutely am now. And
Well,
it's frankly upsetting.
One thing I will say,
the brand is damaged, man. It's like it is just.
Oh yeah.
And you wonder. So Star Wars Celebration is coming up, and
right.
they've already announced another book featuring Darth Vader. So I'm like, you got nothing, man.
You have nothing.
The funny thing is the whole. And if I interrupted you, Bob, I'm sorry.
You muted yourself, Jay. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, that was me. And I'm having mic issues. Sometimes it just mutes. But
it's all right.
They decided Kathleen Kennedy's baby to get rid of the George Lucas Star Wars was the High Republic. That was going to be we got to have book series, comic book series, TV shows. That was the Acolyte that came from the High Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Inject certain things here and there to get people excited,
and
off we go. That way, and in the High Republic series, they had
The Rock. The Rock.
They injected a lot of sexuality in that, and they made sure that when they were opening the characters, this is a non-binary character, this is an asexual character, this is a trans. You could type in trans Jedi, and you'll see the book featuring twins trans Jedi, and they did a whole series on that nobody bought. And you're like, what does any of that have to do with Star Wars, man? Like, none. Who gives a
I'll tell you
crap?
what,
like,
Jay, it has sweet FA to do with Star Wars.
Yeah, it's just like, and so they ran this series, and the first book was a New York Times bestseller, right? Did 150,000 sales. You could look those numbers up. I did a whole video on it. And the next book went from 150,000 to 20,000.
Oh,
the next book after that, 6,000. And then they were teetering on around 3,000 book sales all the way down. So basically, my book, Achromatic Chronicles, outsold a Star Wars book, which is ridiculous, right?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Congratulations on it.
But when you put the High Republic series against the older EU books, you're talking their bestseller 140,000 to the lowest selling EU book was like 2.4 million.
That's
crazy.
It's not even close, man. Like it's not even like it wasn't even close to what they were trying to do. And then the Acolyte was supposed to bring the High Republic to Star Wars, and I guess in her vision, that was going to thrust the next generation, the next era of characters and Star
Wars. Put a chick in it and make it layman.
Yeah. Right.
So in the GCA Discord, we actually watched the Acolyte. And there was only one good episode. That was episode 5 where everybody died. That was the only good episode.
And there were some legitimately good fights.
Yeah.
The best part was no one was speaking.
And
the weird thing about that episode was like the new type of lightsaber they were using.
Yeah.
They're like this.
Yeah,
thick.
what was up with that? Yeah.
The dagger one.
Like
the
these
dagger
massive, and they're all yellow, and you're like,
wait, what?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, yellow should not be out in the field. Also, the yellow bladed lightsabers. They're sent. If I remember correctly, they're guards of the Jedi Temple.
Yeah, the Jedi Temple guards are the ones that have yellow lightsabers.
Yes.
But at least it wasn't a shaky cam up in Obi-Wan.
Rey had a yellow lightsaber.
I don't care. What is she guarding? The Anakin's home?
I'm just I am making a sarcastic Steelman argument as to why they could be yellow, even though it took place. Oh, and we can get into a whole lot of timeline discussions about this. Even though the Acolyte was supposed to take place like 150
before Phantom Menace,
years before the Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
we had some characters. We had a couple of characters who appeared in the Acolyte who should have been like negative 40 years old at that time.
Jake,
not on Monday.
When we were watching that, we were actually watching the Star Wars wiki literally have a meltdown and change it. And we were in there trolling it. We were changing it back, and they kept changing it, and they locked us out of it.
I remember.
So we we were part of that group that was going in there like, yeah, he should be alive. He should be
I had-
alive.
Yeah, Kyle
I had
Moonbase
theory
should
in the
have been
background,
negative
and someone
40 years
said that
old.
they changed the wiki.
Mm.
They very well might have. I mean, I specifically remember
Oh, they did.
finding excuses.
That's the
to not
night it
be there.
happened.
But I know the
Mhm.
following couple
Yeah.
of hours after the episode, the wiki was on fire, and then every day afterwards, we
Mhm.
tune in, we'd see what Star Wars Theory had to say.
Mhm.
Because that was when he officially turned to the dark side, if you will,
Mhm.
from like, you know what, I'm not defending this shit anymore. This is an absolute slap in the face.
Shout-
We're done with this.
shout-
Goodbye.
Dude, shout out to Star Wars Theory, man. Shout he is so he's like my favorite Star Wars YouTuber next to Jay. You know, Jay's my
Well, I mean, I
top tier
cover
Star
other
Wars.
stuff, so
And
but I hear what you're
And-
saying.
so one thing
Yeah,
I do
those
want to
are-
ask you, so we know when it comes to Galaxy's Edge, and we know the food bar that came out of that, what do you think of them finally bringing a Luke Skywalker to Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah, I'm sorry that your internet went out. We just did a whole rant on that.
Yeah, we kind of did it like
it's a
yeah.
little too late, and it's still. But yeah, the fact that it's a freaking theme park, like people
Right.
go there to escape and have some fun. They don't
course.
want like I don't know if you heard me, Phantom, but I was like when they first opened it, they wanted people to buy a book so that if you've ever been, all right, here's for instance, if you've ever been. There's one place on the side there, and there's like the ship that's crashed, right?
Yes.
And you'll only find that out as if you read the book. And you're
Oh,
like,
lovely.
so you could ask people like, why is there a shipwreck over there in the back? Well, did you buy the manual and understand what's going on? I was like, I'm not buying a book. This is a theme park. I want to ride some rides, have some popcorn, maybe a little ice cream, get sick. You know, scream a little bit, and then I want to go home because I'm tired. All right, I'm tired of walking all day and smelling people
degrees,
sweat.
humid.
I don't want to do freaking homework in a theme park. All right, this is stupid. Why are y'all doing it? Star Wars. It's not that hard. It's simple. You get Darth Vader walking around. Everybody wants to take his picture. Fine. Put Kylo Ren on the other side and see who has a bigger line. You give the people what they want. They're paying $200 to get in there. What is wrong with you people? It's stupid.
Well,
So then,
I mean,
finally, I was
rem-
told it was like, well, this robot crashed and they fixed the robot, and now he's the DJ in the cantina. Aren't you glad you know that?
No.
well,
Also,
I
it took me
remember.
10 seconds
No.
to tell me, so I
Like,
guess
who
I didn't.
I mean,
read
I
it, you know?
remember. I remember Jeremy showing that mock-up what Star Wars Land should have looked like, where you had all the movie, each part of the area was part of the movies, and I would have loved to gone to that, but we got the monstrosity that we did. We got the Galactic Star Cruiser was an epic fail. Great videos, by the way, Jay, on that.
Bro, what if they had made like, what if they had listened to the fans? They were doing a couple polls, right? This was the greatest thing. Before the Star
Mhm.
Cruiser
Those polls
even opened, they did it for Disney did this poll, right, on their Twitter. Magically deleted, by the way. They're like, if we were to build a new resort, what would you like? And they had Star Wars, Haunted Mansion, like I think it was Moana themed or whatever like that. The Haunted Mansion, like 10,000 votes was like 98%. Star Wars was like the last, right? Out of everything else, which should tell them like people ain't interested in this brand the way that you're running it. They went with the Star Wars Cruiser anyway. Then they did another poll. They're like, oh, how would you like your Star Wars adventure? The biggest one was everybody wanted to stay at the Death Star.
Which
They're like,
would
could you
be
build a
sick?
Death Star?
Oh,
You know,
that
where
would've
I'm
been
staying in the
nice.
Death Star, and I got to do
That would've
Death
been
Star
good.
stuff. And it's like, yeah, we don't even, you know, we don't want to listen to you guys. We're gonna
That's
build- we're
George
gonna give you
Lucas'
this
Star
instead. We're gonna
Wars.
Halcyon. Well, what
Yeah,
the freak is
Halcyon.
the Halcyon? And then they did this is why the brand is so damaged. In order to try to make the Halcyon relevant, they had to destroy Han and Leia's story and they wrote a book
Right.
and made the Halcyon the honeymoon ship. Then they had to add Anakin and Padme. They had to destroy something there and then recreate it because they want people to go, oh, I'm on the ship that Anakin was here and that Han and Leia were
It's
here,
not how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
That's-
It's not how it works.
Can
The
we just
people on Lucasfilm have this horrible problem where they love to tear down what we love
Yes.
and say, all right, now that we broke it, like this instead. It's the same thing. and you're like, yeah, it's not how it works.
Honestly,
I mean,
from the very go ahead, Phantom. I'm sorry.
to be real, Kylo Ren was probably conceived on the Falcon.
Probably. I mean, probably.
Probably so. But it's the equivalent, Jay. It's like the equivalent of going to a restaurant. You tell your waiter like, "Hey, I want a hamburger," and they say, "Nah, I'm gonna give you a hot dog instead. I'm gonna give you pizza instead." No, I really want a hamburger. Nah, yeah. See, I don't like the fact that you don't like a hamburger. I don't think you do. Like
that crease because they're not giving you the hamburger because the fucking manager changed the storyline so much that hamburgers don't exist in this universe anymore. So you have to have a hot dog. Everybody likes hot dogs.
I mean,
all of our
hamburgers
like
don't exist.
Well, also you gotta look. Lucasfilm destroyed Willow, probably one of the greatest fantasy movies of all time, with that god awful TV show that I did watch.
There's supposed to be 3 seasons,
and I'm like, this is so retarded. This show was absolutely retarded. And I feel,
it was message filled. It was filled with messaging.
And I love Willow. I mean, Mad Mardigan.
I do too.
As
Awesome.
S tier character, Val Kilmer. R.I.P. to the GOAT.
R.I.P. to Val.
And for me, it's like they should never done it. It's like, I got to see that when it, I'm old enough to say I got to see A New Hope in theaters when it originally released in 1977. I got to see Empire. I got to see Return of the Jedi. Then when my kids were born, they got to see from Episode 1 all the way up to Return of the Jedi in theaters. And for me, when Kathleen Kennedy stood on stage and said, "The Force is female," I'm like, oh yeah, it's dead. It's dead.
Yeesh.
And I like to say that Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Rey is a Palpatine, not a Skywalker. And Terry McGinnis is Batman. So suck on that, you blue hair land whales.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
let it be known.
Wow. Okay.
Phantom said that. That is not the overall.
That's Phantom.
Show.
Well, I mean, okay, Jay. So, in your honest opinion, do you think we'll get the Rey movie? Will we get a Rey movie?
Yeah. I think because they can't backtrack on that now after they brought Daisy Ridley out. After all the if they cancel that film, that she's got to be fired after that. Like, there's no way you could keep Kathleen Kennedy around.
It's also the whole thing about women. The whole thing about women regarding in that movie, if they cancel it, it would be embarrassing beyond.
Yeah, exactly. It would be the biggest. I hope they make it because my YouTube channel will love it. Put it that way. But I'm just saying
this one will too.
Same.
Yeah.
Do it.
I think out of all, like, Mando and Grogu is coming out next year, and I don't see it doing as well as they think it will.
No.
I think the Baby Yoda craze was huge, yes, and they sold a lot of toys, yes, and probably kept Star Wars. It probably gave Star Wars a heartbeat for a couple of years, but it ain't. I don't know, man. Like, we haven't seen that stupid little green turd for a little while, so I don't know I don't know what kind of effect it's gonna have.
Right
now,
the same. So
I can say I did see Mandalorian season 3, and I think the only thing that I like actually had a moment was seeing the Mythosaur on Mandalore. That Mandalore is still, is coming back to life, right? And the rest of the show, I mean, they freaking had Lizzo of all people on the show,
and Jack Black,
and then how they. For me, being a Star Wars fan and knowing the lore and history of the Darksaber, and just see them crush the Darksaber like a tin can was heartbreaking. And I'm like,
that was horrible.
I'm done. I was done with Star Wars.
It's like, why even have it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Two seasons, you hype that thing up, and then
that should not be able to be
Amanda's
broken.
like, she saved me underwater, so she deserves it. No fight here. It's like that was so stupid. Like
That was lame. It was lame.
Gay.
and then little baby Yoda like beating a Mandalorian. Oh man, that was like.
Oh, that was dude. It's like watching.
I forgot about that.
And the thing is, they didn't even hide it. They were so lazy. They couldn't even use a CGI version of Grogu that used the puppet and flipped him all over the place.
Yeah, it's very obvious they're
Crazy.
using a puppet with that.
Did they not learn from the Clone Wars fight between Yoda and Count Dooku? I mean, it'd been 20 years at that point. They could have easily done a CG one.
Well, at least that fight actually looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Or this looked lazy.
I don't even know
So
if they
Jay,
care anymore. You know.
No.
I was gonna say, Jay, since you got like about a couple more minutes left, like let's talk about your book, man. How do you how's that how's your book going so far?
Which one?
Daughter's
Your
Revenge.
new one.
The pirate.
No, the pirate one.
The new one.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, it is it's unbelievable. This project has been one of the most amazing times I have had doing that. Yeah, that's the website.
Go sign up, nerds.
We are hand making a couple real battle ready pirate swords.
Yes.
I don't know what they're gonna cost, but there's gonna be a few. We've got flags, we've got hats. You know, Nine Line Apparel went out on a limb, which they did something that they've never done before.
Would you like to give us a close up of that, Jay?
The
That
hat?
hat? Yeah, absolutely.
So this
Check
is from
that out,
Nine Line
boys.
Apparel. They have hats and hoodies.
Oh, nice.
You see the American flag there on the side.
Stars
And if
forward.
you don't know anything about Nine Line Apparel, a big portion of their monies goes to help veterans here in America.
It's a
And I
veteran
got to
organization.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I got to see what they do hands down, and I'm very honored that usually what happens with Nine Line, they create their own design and they can link it with you. So the Welcome to Rebellion stuff, they made it, so they own it. So if something happens to me and they still want to sell the shirt, no problem. Well, I own this image right here. So I own this image. It's copyrighted and everything. I didn't, and so they never really take other people's copyright to make a shirt or hat, but they listened to the pitch and they were like, "Man, Jay, you're a good guy. Like, we're gonna take a chance and go with it." So I am honored that you can get a hoodie, a shirt, a hat from Nine Line Apparel. You could use my code; it'll save you on shipping. And feel good about your purchase, man. It helps veterans, you know, so right here in America. So that's pretty awesome. But the story is me and X-Wing wrote the story after we left Indiana Jones. And because I hated the Dial of Destiny. And I was like, that was my last cinematic hero, I guess.
I will not see it. I will never watch it.
That was my last cinematic person that I loved, and I was like, "Yeah, you know, that's the end of that." Can you play that video? The
Which one?
1714.
The 1714. Excuse
Right
me.
in the-
Oh
right in
yes,
the
of
front
course,
there.
of course, I may. Absolutely, sure.
That'd be
Let me pull it
awesome.
up real quick. Absolutely.
I think it's only a minute.
Absolutely. Sure. Let's start that in a 3, a 2, a 1, and go.
The year is 1714. Lawless pirates rule the seven seas. In an attempt to quell the pirate rebellion, the British monarchy sends their best to hunt down and eradicate these pirates. A young man aboard the HMS Victory finds himself embroiled in a conflict, and soon finds out not everything is as it appears. This 120-page graphic novel releases this year. Sign up now.
Yeah, so
I want it.
Beautiful.
As you can see, there's a crown of thorns on that Jolly Roger. And so people are asking, like, what does that mean? It's like I had the honor of helping to write this character of a Christian man who has to become a pirate because something tragic happens in his life, and he struggles. He's not like your normal pirate. So he's not like going to bars and being with women and getting drunk. He's a man of faith that is wrestling with God through this whole book about doing the right thing, about seeking revenge, and listening to God's voice as to what he's supposed to do. Right. So to me, like as a Christian myself, struggling with your faith at times in our lifetime is something that everybody deals with. At least that's what I believe.
Yeah.
And it's like, there are moments where you don't want to let things go to God because you want to handle it because we're men. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, I'm a freaking man. Yeah. I'll handle my business. And it's like, sometimes God's like, let it go and let me do it for you. And it's like, but I want to do it because I want to do it my way, you know? And it's like, there's a wrestling there. And so this character, Jonathan Reed, you know, putting that wrestle in this trilogy of books has been an honor to put in. Now, also what's cool about this story is that we put it in a time period where he encounters real pirates, Samuel Bellarmine,
nice,
Blackbeard, Black Caesar, real pirates of the Caribbean that were there during that time. So we've incorporated that into the story, and it's awesome, man. I'm such a history nerd and like a pirate nerd, so it's like it was awesome to take all that and put that into a story. And this is book 1. There's 3 books. We'll see how it goes. If it goes well, then we can get the other ones done. But yeah, it's consuming a lot of my time, which I'm thankful for, because, you know, I think everybody should do something that they really love, create something that they love.
Yeah,
of course.
And have that, even if you can only put 20 minutes a day, it really does help the mental soul. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it really does. But God has blessed me that I'm in a position that I could work on it more than 20 minutes a day.
Amen.
And now it's in the hands of the awesome artist who drew and colored Green, Achromatic Chronicles Green, and he's doing this one. And every time he drops a paper, you know, it's just like, this book is going to be awesome, man. We're going to have a black and white edition available because some people like that. And yeah, we'll have pirate flags. And Risk It actually has that tattooed on his arm.
Oh, he has the Vindicta.
And
the
so
logo.
there is from what I remember, there is 17 people that have tattooed that, because I gave the okay.
That's awesome.
Like, I love this. I want to get this tattooed on my arm. Like, really? You got the okay from me? That have tattooed it on their arms, legs, back. One guy got it on his neck.
It's a really unique Jolly Roger. Again, like you were speaking about, the crown of thorns over the skull. And if I may. And
then I went to just so people know, I went to a priest and I asked him, I said, I want to make sure this isn't sacrilege. I'm not Catholic, but I was like, this is the story. I don't want this to be like a sacrilegious kind of thing. He's like, no, you're good, man. We understand what you're doing. So I was like, all right, no problem. I just wanted to make sure, you know.
Are you, Phantom, if I may, real quick.
Yeah.
One thing that attracts me to the story is you were mentioning how he's a good Christian, God-fearing man who has to become a pirate for the sake of revenge. For, you know, I know that's a little broad, but we'll say that for the time being. And one thing that I very much like about realistic, if you will, Christian stories or you know, with Christian iconography or Christian characters is there are points in life where sometimes men feel that they are driven to do not necessarily good things for a good end. And that internal battle with yourself and with Christ, trying to figure out who's going to take the reins, who is going to lead this, who is going to make sure that I do the right thing for the right reasons. You know, there's tons of situations in life where a man feels he has to do bad things for an honorable or a good end, and you have to try and shut yourself down for a moment and turn inward and pray and figure out, am I doing this for the right reason? am I going about this in the way that Christ would have me go about this to get to where I need to go? And so I personally feel that your idea for the story, the premise of the story, I find it very interesting. And I find it to be what is very important to me. I find it to be very realistic. I feel that people who will read it will have it speak to them in a manner that, oh, I've been through this scenario in a certain fashion. I have felt this way. I have felt that I've been wronged or that something has happened that was unjust. And I jumped headfirst into it, maybe in the way that I should not have. And I'm battling my demons along the way. And I'm struggling with the Lord, trying to figure out, should he lead or I lead, or I have this idea, but he's telling me to do this thing. And I'm constantly praying and fighting over it. I find that to be fascinating and very interesting. And the realism, the realistic aspect of having that faith-based struggle in your mind, I very much enjoy. So I ordered it, and I'm looking forward to it.
I appreciate it. I am fast. When I see Christian characters, I don't see that struggle. I see,
which is,
and I'm sure it's out there. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's out there. It's just when I see certain characters that have a faith base around it, and it's not like I'm not trying to make anything preachy or anything like that. It's just, this is who they are. Listen, we walk in this world.
Yes,
there are people of different faiths. There's people of different walks of life. There's people, and that's what creates a good story, is that you can incorporate the different types of people that are in this world. And a lot of times I see Christian characters, they're perceived as the bad guy. They're always the bad guy. They're always the bad guy behind the scenes, or they're the perfect ones that have it all together. And it's like, I want to see characters that are,
there's no grounded in reality.
And that they're trying to change,
right.
And yet that other life is pulling them back in, but they're still pushing, they're still growing. You'll see a progressive of growth of, and then being having temptation and having to deal with it. And temptation for men and women are all different, and it's like, it's not just a sexual temptation, but it's more like, we get angry and we want to lash out or things like that. It's like there's all kinds of different temptations to steal, to lie, to kill, to cheat, to all that stuff, and how you handle it. And then after you either do it or not, then how do you handle your own walk with your own faith? It's like it's a wrestle. That's why the Bible talks about we wrestle. Like we wrestle with God all the time, because the one thing that I hate, not hate's a strong word. The one thing that I don't like that a lot of Christians do. And again, I didn't mean to make this into a preaching thing, but this is just part of the character.
Oh, no, it's good, brother. You're good.
It would be like me, like pointing the finger at, and it's like, you claim to be a Christian, but you're doing that. Like, no, you can't. Like, you can't. It's wagging their finger. And the reason why I say that is because I've lived long enough to understand that my walk with God, I might be here, and the person next to me might be here, or here. Or here,
right,
or there,
or here,
or way down there, or way up here. So it's like, who am I to, if they ask me for advice and like this, sure, no problem. I think I'll give you my best opinion. But what God is doing in Crease's life, and my life, and Phantom's life, and Bob, like it's different than what doing in my life. And so whatever God is trying to sin or whatever is trying to remove from me, he might not be doing it for you or you or you. So who am I to point a finger and say, how dare you? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's why Jesus says over and over, it's like, you want to remove the dust from one man's eye, but there's a plank in another. So taking those type of struggles and putting them in a story. And I think like the best example is the story in the Bible of the two sons. You have the prodigal son who sinned and came back and God welcomed him. Then you have the son that did everything right and is mad because he didn't get the praise. And so it's like in this faith walk, if you stay in it long enough and don't check yourself, you turn into the older brother that is angry that your younger brother has came back and repented because he's getting the celebration you thought you deserve. And that's not what it's all about. It's not about the praise that you get for doing everything right. And it's a lot of people don't understand that in this faith walk, that a lot of people turn into that older brother of judgment.
Right.
Well, you should have gave me the feast. You should have gave me this. You should have gave me this.
Right.
How dare you give it to him? He squandered all your money,
Right.
made us a laughing stock.
Yeah.
And the dad's like, you don't
Yeah.
get it. He was lost, but now he's found.
Right.
He's
Like,
found. Yeah.
celebrate with us.
Of course.
Everything I got is yours, my oldest son. But come celebrate. Your brother's
Of
back,
course.
man. Let's celebrate. And he's like, no, bro, I'm too proud.
Right.
Because I followed all the rules correctly.
Right.
So there's this struggle with all this stuff, you know, and it's sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent.
No,
but it was just,
no, you good, bro. Like, hey,
struggle and taking those type of struggles and trying to write it in a character,
yes,
is challenging but inspirational.
Absolutely.
So,
and just to quickly tie off to what you were saying, especially regarding the prodigal son and being jealous of the younger brother coming back. I believe that famously missing the forest for the trees, that some people get so caught up in what is happening right in front of them right now that they forget that their ultimate reward for what they do in their life comes at the end of our physical life here. Our ultimate reward comes in heaven. You're upset that your younger brother has come back and repented. You're too proud to enjoy this meal and welcome your brother home. You're forgetting that your massive reward is eternity. Your reward is eternity, in eternal bliss. Just don't lose sight of that. What is in front of us in this world, whether it's in relationships or our jobs or anything else for that matter, we try to grab a hold of it and wrestle with that and fix that. What we need to do is we need to step back and understand that we don't always get what we want, but God makes sure we always have what we need. Number one. Number two, don't wag your finger at others. You're doing your own battle. You're walking your own walk. God is with you. Take care of yourself that way. And number three, just remember, your ultimate reward comes at the end of our earthly lives here. So don't be jealous of what somebody else has here in the moment. You will get yours. Just keep the faith.
It's a struggle, though, man.
It is, and that's what I agree with you. It's absolutely
that's a struggle.
A struggle.
Struggle.
And that is the struggle. That is the struggle.
I always take in. I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time, but
you're fine. You're fine.
The last thing is something that I had to personally learn that was very difficult. There is a parable in the Bible that talks about a gardener and the owner of the field, right?
Yes.
So
like, yeah.
The
I
owner
know
of
that
the field comes out and goes, "See that tree over there? Cut it down and throw it away. It's not producing any fruit." And the gardener goes, "Before we do that, let me dig all the dirt. Let me uproot it. Let me dig all the dirt out around it. Let me put it with good soil, and then we'll watch it grow." Right? Now, I understand, like, some people take that as prophecy and Israel and everything. All right, Bible speaks to different people in different ways. What it spoke to me was, if we have these people in our lives that are keeping us from growing, we have to take them out of our roots, right? We have to uproot them off our lives. I've seen it in Florida where people, like, they to move palm trees from one property to the next without killing them is like an all-day job.
Right.
It is terrible. They can't cut the roots, but they got to dig all this dirt around, and it's rough. The dirt gets so impacted around those roots that's like concrete, but you have to treat it. And to me, that's the same way of getting someone out of your life, right? That doesn't need to be there. It's difficult. It's hard. It takes forever, right? But then if you get the right people around you, the right people in your circle, the good soil, you begin to grow and be what you're supposed to be.
Yes. And with that, if I may, removing those around us in order to get in good soil. Sometimes we find ourselves in situations. I can only speak for myself as a man, but sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we are so surrounded by that bad soil that we have to kind of suck it up, and we have to uproot ourselves and
Yeah.
walk alone for a period of time before we can find a path of good soil to plan ourselves down again. And that
Agreed.
can
It's
sometimes
not
be even
easy,
more
man.
difficult. It's not easy. It's lonely. It's depressing. It's saddening, but it is sometimes something that has to be done.
But when you get to that other place and your roots are in, and you got people around you that clap when you win, that correct you in love when you mess up, that will pick you up when you fall, that will text you randomly to say, hey, man, you're doing good. I haven't heard from you. That will encourage you. That will say, hey, stick with it, man. You're almost there. It's like the world looks so much different. The clouds look beautiful. The sky is bluer. The grass is greener. And it's something I wouldn't trade for anyone. I have that amazing circle. It took a long time to get there.
Yeah.
But these people in my life are just I can't lose, you know?
Amen,
it makes you
brother.
feel like you can't lose. Even if you are losing,
brother.
you still can't lose. So
that's exactly
anyway,
how I
that's the
feel
word of
about
the
these
night.
homies
Sorry,
here.
we went from Star Wars to
brother, God is good all the time. So anytime it comes up, we appreciate it. And that's how I feel about having these guys around me. Having Kreese, having Phantom, having Ebola. I feel like I'm around some good soil. And there's some good soil in the GCA as well, that branch of the fellowship.
They're good people.
Absolutely. Jay, my God, my friend, thank you so very much for coming on. We went from Marvel to Star Wars to talking about Christianity. It genuinely, it was an absolute pleasure conversing with you, speaking about all.
Can I say something?
If Kreese didn't drag his feet, I would have been here sooner.
No.
Hey, so I did want to ask Jay. I know you're going to be limited on the swords you're making for this book. Are you guys going to sell the logo on a flag and make it a real Jolly Roger?
Oh, dude.
Nice.
That's going right here, baby.
Yeah, we got.
Well, we already know what Phantom's going to get.
Oh, we're going to do like patches, flags. We even got. I got them somewhere. Maybe they're in my other room. Oh yeah, no, here we go. We're even making a replica, like pirate coins for.
Yeah.
18th century.
I want the swords because I'm a sword guy. I want a sword. Like I got to get the sword, but you know.
I think this first one is going to be 6 swords with the I Want It All pack, so it probably won't be that cheap. So save your money.
Yeah, okay.
But I was telling people sign up on the mailing list because they're going to be the first to know when it drops. So so the first 6 people that get it are going to have it. But
check
as
out
the
the
series
mailing list.
continues, you know, it will be we'll have more stuff, but like there's a lot of stuff planned for this story. So it is I'm excited, man. I love Achromatic Chronicles. I complained about all the stuff they were doing for the young people and no storytelling. So I put my money where my mouth is, and we made an amazing series for the younger crowd, you know, and that has done beyond. I couldn't believe. I'm thinking I'm selling 100 books. You know, we've done thousands, and I ended up we just ended up printing some more. So so like all these books are still available back in the Ripicen, and I told Eric July and everyone over there, I was like, just let's print a lot more and just have them in the store at all times. You never know. People are like, hey, I got my tax return, Jay. Now I want to get your books. So where can I get them? So I'm like, okay, cool. They're right there. And then we'll be ready for the 3rd one. So that'll be pretty awesome when we get that done. But it's been, like you said, God is good. It's these two are my babies. You know, I didn't know. Listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a comic person. You know, I don't know. I don't draw or anything. I wrote this first story, and it took me 3 years to even get to the first one to start it being drawn because I had people help me. I reached out to, creative writing people to have them read it and give me, like, I did everything I could. The point is like, if you do have a goal or a dream, like, don't sell yourself short. Ask for help. There are people that will love to work with you, that would love to help you get your thing, whatever you're trying to do, on its way. And listen to a lot of amazing advice that's out there. And, you know, here we are. Now we're getting ready to start drawing book 3, Achromatic Chronicles, the 3rd one. And the 4th one will finish up the series. And then we're going to have a nice little collection set and all that. And, you know, Yeah, it's pretty
Wonderful.
cool. So it's like, what can we do? You know, it's like
Absolutely.
that's where we are. So it's
Absolutely.
pretty awesome. You know, it's pretty awesome.
I
And thank
like
you guys
Well,
for having
Jay-
me. Listen, I'd love to come back.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay, we'd love to
you're
have you
Yeah.
back.
more welcome. More welcome. Anytime, Jay.
Yeah, we were just about to say thank you, Jay, for coming on, man. I appreciate it. Like, thank you, man.
And it's good.
It was awesome.
And it's good. And it's good to talk to you again. Crappy weather besides the point. We get to talk again later on. But thank you for coming
I'll
on.
come back when the book gets close to launch, if you don't mind. That would
We'd
be
love to have you back.
Yeah, for
let us
sure.
know. Let us know. We'll have it. We'll
Okay.
We'll,
Power.
we'll,
Just
we'll make,
as long as
we'll make a plate
Nagranal's
for
not in
you.
the chat, I'll be here. And
All right.
Yeah, we'll ban
Somebody
Nagranol.
get rid of
Is that
Nagranol
okay?
right now.
Bob, I knew I liked you, Bob, for some reason. I knew I liked you. That's what.
You're welcome.
But no,
Yeah.
meeting some of you guys in the meetup, Crease, all you guys are freaking awesome people, man. And like, I really appreciate the love and support that you give us and the encouragement and the memes. I freaking love the memes and make
That's
me
right,
laugh.
baby.
And it's like, life's too short to be all serious and then have a stick in your butt, like laugh at each other, laugh at yourself, have some fun.
Talking
You
about
got
me.
one life.
Speaking of memes,
Let's
We
do
got
it.
a meme for you.
Phantom dealing with the storm down there
Don't stop me now.
because I'm having
Yeah.
a good time.
Thank you,
I'm
Risk
having
It.
a good time.
Thank you, Risk It, you dick.
Jay, thank you for everything, man.
Yeah, thank you, Jay, for coming on, man.
Yes, thank you so
Drunk
much,
3PO,
brother.
everybody, give this
Hey, I
man a round of
appreciate it.
applause.
Again, like I said, I'll be honored to come back. So
We'd love to have you back, brother.
we'll go
Thank
from
you
there.
so much.
God bless
We'd
you
love to
guys,
have you
man.
back, brother.
I'm gonna go play some
God
video
bless you
games.
and be well.
Yeah, be blessed.
Peace out, people. Wow.
Hello, everybody. Another round of applause in the chat. Another round of
Yeah,
applause.
man.
Make sure you check out his
I
link tree.
promised you
All
guys
his
Drunk
links down in the
3PO.
description.
I promised you Drunk 3PO, and I got him and everything. Like, we did it. No, it's all these guys, man. All these guys right here.
As
So
all
you
these guys.
As
So
you guys
we
know,
got-
Crease is our networker. He is the one who gets to people. He's the one that goes to the cons.
Yeah.
He's the one that reaches out to people. He's the one that organizes all our guests.
Mhm.
And you know what? Duke Riskets of Biscuitington is asking a very good question. Saska Twins when? Saska Twins when Crease finally goes on a triple
We're
date with
working
them.
on it.
That's
Oh,
what's
boy.
We're
happening.
working on it. We're
We
working
are
on
working
it.
on it. Don't worry
We're
about it.
working on it.
The Vegas
Yeah.
meetup is coming up. Crease is going.
I won't be able to go to Vegas, but I'll say this. Tune in to June the 12th. June the 12th.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say. Like, 50th episode, we got something special. You got something special. I can't say it anymore. I think I might have gave too much away, but June the 12th. We got 9 more streams until June the 12th.
Our special guest is going to be. I forgot.
Phantom, you're going to give me another heart attack. But
Yeah.
yes,
I
everybody,
forgot.
June 12th, episode number 50. That's going to be a very big episode for us, and we appreciate it.
Very big
As you
episode.
guys continue to tune in, we really appreciate it. So thank you so much. And again,
Yeah, and if you
thank you to Jay
you
for
got-
coming on. It was good stuff. We really loved having him on there.
and if you guys are new to the channel and you like what you hear, we're here every Thursday night. Make sure to hit that like, share, and subscribe button because
Absolutely.
not only we do this show, we have an anime show that's
We
starting
do.
this Saturday night, and I'm gonna
Good.
give a little
Mhm.
little stuff about it. So
Of course. And if
We
you join
are-
the Discord, you'll be able to find out. So join the official For the Homies Discord and all the events that we have set up. The show we have on Saturdays, you get alerts pushed out to you, and you'll be able to interact with us, which is really cool because I know Jay is bigger than us, but we're the hosts. So come and join the Discord. You'll see what's going on.
join the Discord, nerds. So we are going to be on Saturday night. We're going to be doing our Mount Rushmore of anime, and
That's right.
You know, it's going to be myself, it's going to be Crease, and it's going to be Liquid Ebola and Vagabond.
Vagabundo.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, and we hope you guys will come and watch that show. So I know we got some other topics for tonight. Do you
Sure,
just
we
want to
got a
go
little
ahead
bit
and
of
do?
time.
You want to go ahead and do?
We can do a speed run.
We can
Sure.
do the trailers right quick because
Who wants to go
let's do-
first?
Yeah, we can. Just to do the naked gun one real quick, whoever.
Okay. So real quick, we will do the Naked Gun trailer, but there is copyrighted music over it because there is a CRS-1 song that
We
plays
got
on top of it, which we definitely
Okay, we can just talk over it.
But I will pull up the trailer and excuse me, Phantom, if you would like to give us a little bit, like a quick 30-second history of why this is significant as I pull it up here.
Okay, so the Naked Gun series was based off of the Police Squad that was on TV in the late 70s, early 80s. Probably one of the best spoof movies of all time.
Yeah.
And it
funnily
starred
enough, Police Squad was argued that Police Squad was canceled because it was too funny. There were too many jokes that people watching did not have enough time to recover from laughing, that they were missing like the next 2 or 3 jokes that were
and
coming.
it won an Emmy. It
did win an Emmy, yes.
And so they did some movies called the Naked Gun series with the late great Leslie Nielsen. And
Naked Gun 2.5, Naked Gun 3 1/3.
Yeah. And so Liam Neeson is coming back, and he's going to be playing the son of Frank Drebin. I can't wait to see this movie. I seen the trailer the other day, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch this movie. I gotta watch it.
Put on the automated subtitles, see if it's any good.
Yeah.
So, all right, so let's give this a shot. Excuse me. Let's give this a shot. We're gonna play this.
Yeah,
Sorry, like I said, there's a CRS-1 song played over it, and they do not play around. So it's gonna play muted. Phantom, Ebola, Crease, go off as we play it in 3, 2, 1, and here we go.
I like to say that Leslie Nielsen started off as a serious actor, and he dipped his toes in the comedy with Airplane, and Liam Neeson, probably one of the greatest actors of my generation, and he's literally became an action star with the Taken series. Now he's dipping his toe into comedy, and this looks awesome. I want to see this. I want to see this so much.
Seth MacFarlane producing. That's Seth
Okay.
MacFarlane. When
It should be good.
movies, he's pretty serious about that. Yeah, and Akiva Goldsmith directing.
The new version.
He should be good. I mean, he was in the 10 movies.
Watch this. This is so funny when they get to O.J. Simpson and his son. He's like, nah. No. That was good.
Oh, that's a good hint. That's a good hint. That's a good one. That's not Family Guy humor right there.
Yeah,
that's some Family Guy humor.
So if a lot of people that don't know, so O.J. Simpson, who was accused of doing terrible things to his ex-wife and
I'll
her
say
friend,
it, he definitely did it.
Yeah.
That is not the opinion of the show. That is my personal opinion of Jake Hackman, not my real name. Good luck.
Well, at least they didn't exclude him. They did a gag for it, which was fine
which is hilarious. Hilarious gag.
Yeah, OJ passed away last year or year before.
Yeah, which means last year.
Real piece of trash.
I am going to pull
I believe he did.
My favorite comedians of all time.
I believe he did.
Definitely did it.
Mm-hmm.
David Chappelle.
No. I wasn't doing Dave Chappelle. I was doing Norm Macdonald.
Dude, I literally believe he did it. I mean, he did that book. He wrote that book. If I did it, motherfucker.
If I did it,
motherfucker. You did. You were a piece of shit.
And you was absolutely correct. The Police Squad humor is like Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Seth MacFarlane knows exactly why. So that's why I agree with Seth MacFarlane being a producer on this movie. I think it's a fantastic idea.
Well, I mean, one of his inspirations for Family Guy was Seth MacFarlane's comedy alone is based from the Police Squad movie. The Naked Gun movies, and with him doing this, I'm like, yeah, this movie's going to be good. And all the reviews are saying it's we haven't had a good spoof movie since the Naked Gun movies. Yeah, they've been like Meet the Spartans and stuff like that, but those
aren't good.
Dumb.
Those effing suck.
Mm-hmm.
Those suck so bad.
Except for Scary Movie. Scary Movie was pretty funny.
Let's see, the first Scary Movie was good.
And second one was
I like the fact that the Wayans brothers are coming back and they're going to do another Scary Movie.
Mm-hmm.
With the benefit of hindsight. Thank God. Hopefully that'll be an action.
And then you got Spaceballs that's coming back too. So Yeah,
And
we might
Callis,
be.
thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Love to see you back
Thank
next
you.
week. You well, my friend.
Thank you for once again. Thank Jay. I want to thank Jay. I want to thank Wiki Virtue for like just rating. You know, I appreciate
Thank
you guys.
So much.
Yeah.
So much.
What was the other thing? Like Clown of the Week. It was a Damian versus Kata or whatever. Like
God.
Being a D1 hater. Like mind you, both of them are in the fellowship, but like come on, dog.
I would say it's just petty jealousy. It's
That's
now
that
that Jay's gone, and I know that you guys like to speak about drama. If you guys want to get into that, go ahead.
Okay, so Kata got a chance to be on the Brett Cooper show not too long ago.
Shout out to Kata. Shout out to Kata. Too short.
Demian was like, he was butthurt. He wasn't happy for his friend, and he's like, yeah, she could have done better. She could have done better. And so Vagabond brought us this Saturday night, and I'm like, dude, stop.
You're a D1 hater.
Demian, Brett Cooper's married. She's not gonna sleep with you. She's not gonna fuck you.
It's good. It got so bad. It got so bad to where like he even started calling Kata the other guy. I'm like, oh no, we can't be doing that, bro. Nah, come on, dude. Like, nah, that's just petty.
We're supposed to be lifting each other up. We're supposed to be lifting each other up. Come on, guys.
It's like, but I hate to be like that. I mean, just because everybody's in the fellowship doesn't mean everybody in the fellowship are like, cool like that. And jealousy can happen, and that's just, to me, that's just not cool, man. I don't like it. I watched the Damian stuff. I watched Kata stuff or whatever. But yeah, that's not cool, man. That's not cool. If any one of you boys made it to like Pierce Morgan or like or any type of thing, like the Critical Drinker or Gary Neurotic made it I'll be the first one in your corner cheering you on, man. Just like the same thing with the GCA or whatever. Like listen, like the GCA, dude, y'all guys did it in 1 year. Y'all guys did it. You just proved that you could do it. However,
1,000 subs monetized, people joining the channel.
1,000 subs.
Fantastic stuff.
Yes. So yeah, man, like don't come with the hatred, man. Don't do that, man. Like, cheer on your brother and sister. Yeah, cheer on your brother and sister. You don't know how long it might have taken them to do it.
It's like petty jealousy. At the end of the day, it's just petty.
Of course it was. Of course it was.
So if I may, I believe it was last week. It might have been slightly before that, but I heard about the Endymion stuff that was happening, and I found it to be odd. Like, I wasn't necessarily expecting that, really. And tying that in, UK Gamer comes in here saying Endymion went after Nura, someone that was attacked for being a straight woman by the Alphabet Mafia, and got kicked off her gaming account because of it. Do you guys know about that, or have any opinions regarding it?
I didn't know about that.
I think know about that. Of Dragon Age the Veilguard.
He actually
because of Dragon Age Veilguard? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I think she.
That's how.
Happy day after your birthday. Okay. The GCA is for cheering people on. It stands for Gay Cheerings Anonymous.
And so that's how Demian actually got his foot in the door by talking about that. So did we have a Jeff Up North?
Jeff Up North sighting.
Appearance tonight. It's like.
My name is Jeff.
Gotta wait a second. There you go.
I saw him come in a little while ago. And I didn't want to cut Jay off by playing that.
And really, I just want to highlight something Risket said. Risket always comes in here Duke Riskidson. I think I said that right. The Duke of Riskidson. Especially when you twist someone's words that they said and you start spreading behind their back. Yeah. Look, even though this is online, like this stream, the GCA server, the G&G server, all the live chats, all the streams, even though this is online, we don't all necessarily know each other in real life. Don't talk behind people's backs, please. If you have something to say to somebody and you like
go into them to confidence.
Chat, if you're in a Discord chat and there's a couple of people there and you're talking about somebody because one of the people there had something they had to say about someone, you know what you should do? If you're there, you should turn to that person and say, hey, this person is also part of the community. If you have something you want to say to this person, reach out to them.
Go talk to them.
Reach out to them on Discord, get in a private call, whatever, and talk to them. There's no reason to talk behind anyone's back. This is nothing but love here. All we do is love. I would hope, at least this is just coming from me, that we love each other. We appreciate everyone's successes. We want to lift them up. We want to promote them. We want everyone to do well. If Phantom or Crease or Ebola tomorrow uploaded a video on their channel and it got 5 million views and they just got shot into the stratosphere, you know what I would be? Happy for them. I wouldn't be like, oh, please take me with you. I wouldn't be hanging on to their coattails. I wouldn't be jealous about it. I'd be happy about it. And that's how we all should feel about each other.
But getting back to this, so I was looking into this, and I'm like, this dude was hardcore butthurt that he didn't get the invite, that he wasn't the one that got to talk to Brett Cooper, and I'm thinking,
so what?
Who the fuck are you?
So what?
I'm like, it's like nobody knew you. Nobody fucking knew who the fuck you were until you made that video defending that person. Okay. It's like, what have you done that was significant enough to be like, hey, I could be here. I could be here. Why? Because you were up on Chrissy Mayer's stream one night? That doesn't mean shit.
None of us.
All right. Well, hey, if I got on Chrissy Mayer's stream for some reason, I would like to think you guys uplifted me for that. Let's not take the man down.
Yeah.
But we're not calling out people being uplifted, if you will. We're not necessarily calling out Endymion for that. It's the hypocrisy. It's the jealousy. We're all a part of this fellowship. Yeah. It's a beautiful tree sprung from very strong roots, and we're all on our different branches. Yeah. You know, the homies, for instance, we're on kind of a thin, tiny branch, but it's growing. You know, you have the GCA. There's a branch above us that's nice and thick, and it's growing larger. It's getting even bigger. And the thing is, we all should be here supporting each other and uplifting each other, because if any of the branches are growing, if any of the leaves are budding, the trunk is getting stronger, the tree is getting stronger, we're all getting uplifted. This is a beautiful fellowship. We should all be supporting each other.
Yeah, you just gonna have those bad actors and apples in the group that just get butthurt because they're, that's just the thing that's just really ridiculous about this.
And as ABF just said, Endymion is a prominent figure, and that's what makes it worse. So when you have somebody who is more prominent around, if they have this kind of, I'll be generous about it, they have like a slip in judgment and they kind of feel hurt about something, it makes it even worse. It makes everybody else look bad. And it's unfortunate that it happened, but the hope going forward is that this person understands what happens. They see the backlash. They see what the fans and the enthusiasts have to say. And they kind of repent in a sense for what happened.
I just want to say one thing, I want to shout out to Kata, man, because I met Kata like last year at the meetup or whatever, in the San Antonio meetup. I got to talk with him for a couple of minutes or whatever. I didn't even know who he was or whatever at that time. It's by the time, but when I went to his YouTube channel, I saw him just grow within those first couple those months after, man. And he just started getting on a hot streak, man. I really want him to come on the show. Kata, if you have a chance, you need to come on the show, man. Not playing. But no, I talk to Kata. I talk to Kata all the time. But yeah, I really do need you to come on the show. No, I'm just playing, like, just kidding, like, plug it. No, but no, seriously, the man has went from just a no-name YouTuber to like now he's on Geeks and Gamers, and you should need to like be cheering that young man on. Like that dude is amazing, bro. Like he makes me want to keep on going as a YouTuber just to not give up or whatever. I mean, like, you know, I've streamed with some other big YouTubers before, but I'm just saying, like, dude, don't be a hater, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Like whatever you do,
it makes you look bad. It makes you look petty that you want to go out and it's like, you know, I haven't like looked and see if he said anything lately, but I know that he tried to double down and then he shut up for a while. And it's heartbreaking to see people be at the point where, you know, they get jealous because, hey,
it should have been me.
It should have been me. You know, well, I'll just say this much. Like for myself, I just really don't care. You know, if somebody goes on there, be happy for them. You know?
Yeah. There's no reason to be mad.
It could be one day you could be there too. And if you're gonna be petty, you're gonna be jealous, and you're just gonna be, you know, have this
God is not gonna bless you, man.
People are gonna be like, maybe I shouldn't like hang out with this person because if something happens and something turns good for me, this person is gonna
take me down,
mad and be butthurt because we're here, and then all of a sudden one little thing takes me into the stratosphere and they get mad about it. You know, that's petty. That's just beyond petty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be happy. Be happy for your friends. Be happy for your friends.
Yeah.
And I just like to say, it's like when it comes to friends, you know, friends will joke around and we'll bust people's balls. We do it all the time. And just don't get mad at your friends if they bust your balls and try to be funny about it, you know? But I just don't think he was busting Kata's balls. I just legitimately felt that he was jealous.
You don't call somebody the other guy, bro. I don't like that. When you said the other guy, that's not a joke, bro. Like that's like, you know,
that is not. And if
that's
I may
racist.
if I may say two things. Number one, if you were here a half hour ago, you would have heard a beautiful analogy that Jay made regarding having good soil around you. And sometimes you have to remove the bad soil from around you to be healthy. And sometimes you're surrounded, hopefully not in this fellowship, this will ever happen, but sometimes someone gets into a scenario of something that they totally did not see planning. And this is something that happened to us where we're surrounded by bad soil, even temporarily. And it's difficult to uproot your own self. It's very hard to do. And to walk alone, basically, to plant yourself into good soil. And as Riska is saying here, you know, being humble is not a virtue, it's a discipline. Because being humble is not something that necessarily comes naturally to people. And it's something that is difficult. That's the difference between a virtue and a discipline, in my opinion. Being virtuous and being disciplined are both difficult. However, something that is a virtue is often noticed by people around you without you saying anything. However, being disciplined in something is something that you often do alone, and you really shouldn't broadcast it. And the thing about discipline is, discipline betters yourself oftentimes without other people knowing or noticing. However, if you stay disciplined, you eventually reach a point where there is such a significant change in yourself that other people definitely notice. And
it's good to be humble.
And being humble about those things, being humble about your self-discipline, being humble about your virtues, not broadcasting them, not showing them off. People understand that. People notice that. And that is the type of notice that you want. That's how you want to be seen. You don't want to see as you do not want to be seen as a show off. You do not want to be seen as somebody who's saying like, oh, I've lost this much weight and I've been working out this much, or I made it onto this show, or I've been making this much money. No. Continue to be humble, continue to be yourself, continue to be disciplined, and good things will happen. Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta be humble.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't take shit too seriously. You gotta be humble in your life.
And you have to be able to discern between what you need to take seriously and what you can just let watch over you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I can admit, for a long time, I had that issue. I didn't know what to take serious and what just like I should just not fucking care about, and I've gotten better with that over time.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And
That takes time, man.
And it's like like Jake said, at one point we had to literally, get the bad soul out from around us
Soil.
when we were trying to create this show, and it took a little time, and we got this plant growing, and this tree is growing really strong, really great, and we have surrounded ourselves with good people like the GCA and like other members of the fellowship.
Bringing Ebola into the show. Someone who, while I was going through, although a gratifying part of my life, a very difficult part of my life, for a number of months, I was out physically because of physical injuries. I was sick. I was getting married. I was sending a whole bunch of stuff. Ebola was there every single time to make sure that the show went on for months and months and months. And I've said it behind the scenes, I've said it live, and I'm extremely thankful for that. And that is the type of quiet virtue that people should strive for. And that's why, again, I'll say it again, 2 weeks after the fact, we're very happy to have Ebola on here as our 4th seed. It means a lot to me. It really does.
Thank you.
I mean, respect is earned. It's just not given.
Correct.
You have to earn people's respect. And what Ademian did towards Kata was just so disrespectful. It's could he bounce back from this? We can only hope and pray.
Maybe,
we can only hope and pray.
But bouncing back isn't easy either. It probably takes longer to bounce back respect than just earning it. Because
absolutely.
Once you lose the respect, it's harder to get it back.
Yes, once you lose respect, sometimes it's not impossible to earn back. So
what I hope is, like, I hope both of them, like, talk it out as men. Like, if there's a problem, like, I hope, like, either Kata or maybe a Damian probably, like, talked it out already. And, it's cool. They just probably won't be, like, doing streams together anytime soon. But, like, they already talked. Like, they just agreed, like, hey, I'm not going to, like, call you the other guy anymore. My bad. I didn't mean to do that to you, bro. Like, that was out of pocket or whatever. I hope that's what they'll do or whatever. Like, that will be my best advice or whatever. Just a guy that's looking into the situation or whatever. So,
Right. And not to rewind a little too long in the conversation, but we all know that calling someone the other guy has other real world implications. So
that means you see that person below you. Yeah,
try to be.
That's basically what it means.
And especially if there's 2 gentlemen and one gentleman gets asked to be on a popular female streamer's channel, having that other gentleman call him the other guy, there are some other real world implications to that I would argue are quite inappropriate. So let's try to avoid those things also.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's me. That's me getting off my high horse.
It's almost 2 hours.
Left, so if we would like, if anyone would like to go first, please shout out. Does anybody have any recommendations for this evening?
Well, I think I do. I'm just going to go ahead and recommend.
All right, bring it on up, homie.
Lou Ferrigno and
talk about it, brother. Talk about it.
It's a good quirky little movie, and this movie is based on an Edgar Allan Poe story about Sinbad. It is what it is. It's actually a real fun movie to watch, and it's Lou Ferrigno, and he's Captain Sinbad. What more can I say about it? And also, we will be premiering our anime show this Saturday night. Anime with The Homies with myself, Crease, Ebola, and Vagabond, starting at 9 o'clock Eastern every Saturday night. Also, Crease will be having a video being premiered tomorrow. I just didn't get a chance to work on it today.
It's all good.
I got a few things that I'm working on, and we're gonna have a real good guest next week. So make sure to tell your friends about this channel. You know,
Absolutely.
we're
Please do.
we're I mean we
We are grinding. We're
yeah,
grinding. It's pretty hard on this one, man.
You guys
Like,
might
we're
not know,
having
but behind
fun.
the scenes, we're working hard.
We're
Yes.
having fun on this, and join our Discord.
Please do. Please do.
we-
The Discord is fun as hell,
Yeah.
boys.
Yep, or the Homies Discord official.
Especially now, starting Saturday with watch
Mhm.
parties coming up after
Mhm.
the anime show.
And we have merch.
Yes, sir,
And-
we do. We have a beautiful
and-
official merch store. Go out there and buy yourself a shirt.
And you still got a limited time on one of our t-shirts, which is an original logo of myself,
Yes.
Crease, and Jake, which we're going to
Mhm.
be revamping it soon. And before long, I will
guy.
be adding anime with the Homies merch pretty soon, and there might be an Enjoy Swimming t-shirt coming soon. Maybe.
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 Anyways, Crease, do you happen to have a recommendation for this week that you'd like to show to the
I technically have two because like April 7th was pretty busy or whatever.
Okay.
So like I'm plugging two movies. First one is gonna be Gundam Wing, the 30th anniversary on this one. Like it happened like a couple of days ago. So if you love anime, watch Gundam Wing. It is arguably one of the best Gundam series or whatever. It's like in the top 10 or whatever. Me personally, I love it or whatever, but will be my first recommendation for nowadays. Probably not, because it's a slow burn type of anime, but it's a Toonami classic. And I have the other Blu-ray copy in my new DVD drawer, but of course, highly recommend go watch the Goofy movie, people. It's the 30th anniversary too. They both came out in the same day in the same year. I thought that was awesome, bro. When I found out that information. So yes, we celebrated two anniversaries on the same day. I think that's cool. Yes, we for the Goofy movie. Yes, we are talking about straight up Mr. Powerline himself, eye to eye. Tevin Campbell, him playing the voice of Powerline, and of course you got Max and Goofy on a father and son trip, and I think that's amazing. I still want that Powerline album, but hey, it is what it is. What I got coming up, yes, anime with the Homies. That's gonna be happening. That's gonna be happening soon. If you guys are asking me if I'm gonna be at Vegas, not this time. I'm not gonna make the Dallas meetup too. But hopefully, SpaceCon definitely will be a SpaceCon. If they have a meetup in San Antonio, I will be there. I'll be there for a meetup in San Antonio if it happens. So yeah, that's what I got going up. Next week's guest, I cannot say because I need to talk to him one more time to make sure. So yeah.
Absolutely. Ebola, do you happen to have a recommendation?
Well, I was
for this
deciding
evening?
on which one to recommend, but since Chris did two, I'll do two as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I will recommend first. It's going to be a TV show. It's a Chinese drama called Who Rules the World, and it's a the quality is really good. Like I'd say the intro is like Games of Thrones level quality intro.
Okay.
It's like it's a martial arts / kingdom drama.
Okay. Like a Three
So-
Kingdoms drama, you mean?
No, it's not Three Kingdoms, but it's like one side's it's a martial arts world, and the other side, that one.
There we are, baby.
And the other side
rules
is
the world?
kind of it's a kingdom. So it's like there's like
Ooh,
multiple
nice.
kingdoms.
This
And
looks good.
it's basically it's a battle for who's gonna rule the world, I guess, considering the name.
So this is a live action Chinese anime. Got
Yeah.
it. That's what I'm getting out of it.
It's not anime, but it's a live action Chinese show, but it's really good.
Sounds like anime to me.
You're saying it's like a martial arts Game of Thrones-esque thing taking place in like the Three Kingdoms period.
Yeah, it's not like violence of Game of Thrones, but the quality is kind of like that, and kind of the story around is kind of similar.
Good.
Yeah. So the second I'll recommend, since it just came in the mail today, is a album I got because of it's called Season of Memories, and the lyrics kind of is, I don't know how to explain it, but it was the 10th anniversary of a group, so it's just I don't know how to explain it, but
check it out, everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anything else? You got to plug your channel.
Yeah, I was saying,
yeah,
my links are in that link tree. Anything coming up would be,
Didn't you and Sophie do a stream the other day?
Oh yeah, we do a stream every Wednesday night at like around 10 or 11.
Yeah. Check out the link.
There we go.
As always.
Yeah, I usually cover like drama in Asia, like news and streamers, or just anything else.
Absolutely. And
enjoy swimming.
Of course. As always,
from our number one Kamala supporter.
As always, everybody's links are down in the description as well, including Jay's links from earlier, which you should check out. Now for myself, excuse me. As you guys know, I'm a good Christian man. However, my name is Big Dog Jake, BIGGDOGGJAKE. I am a professional, though occasional, voice-over actor/artist. I'm a political writer for hire, and I love video games and metal music, and we'll talk to anyone about them. And regarding metal music, again, I know this kind of goes against our Christian talk earlier. However, I appreciate art for what it is. I love metal music, and this album right here, very antithetical to what we were speaking about earlier in the episode. Whitechapel's death metal album, Hymns of Dissonance, which came out back in January. It is one of the heaviest, most brutal deathcore albums that has come out in the past 5 years. It is, if you love heavy music, if you love death metal, if you love deathcore, it is absolutely fucking brutal. It is a fantastic album. I love it. The lyrics are wild. They're all, some of the most wild lyrics since, I don't know, maybe like Slayer's Rain and Blood or something like that. It's crazy. If you love heavy music, if you love death metal, if you love deathcore, check this album out. It's only 2 months old. It's a great listen. Everybody go check it out. It is absolutely beautiful. Phantom, my good friend, if you would like to send us home, remember, check out our X page, check out our Facebook page. If you want limited time only, you can get the 3-piece merch with myself, Crease, and Phantom on there before we update our shirts, we update our logos. Check out the merch store. Get yourself some merch. Remember, Jay was here. Jay was a wonderful guest. His links are pinned. His links are all down in the description, as with all of us. Remember, join the Discord. Have fun in the Discord. Join the watch parties. Send us home, brother. Let's go, baby.
Thank you, everybody, for coming in tonight. I'd like to once again thank Drunk3po and thank you, Wicked Virtue, for that raid. And we will be seeing you guys Saturday night for Anime with the Homies. Vagabond, what would you like to tell everybody before we leave?
Enjoy swimming.
We talking about the life we know. Laughs and vibes, the good times flow. Homies gather, let the stories grow. Screaming loud, let the wisdom show. Late nights, we ain't slowing down. Mic in hand, we own this town. From the heart, every word profound. For the homies, let that love resound. Tune in, man, it's time to roll. Jokes and tales will steal the show. For the homies, we'll break the mold. Keep it real, let the truth unfold.